Incline free bar press. Haven't done these in a while. I had to get a spotter on this one. I wasn't sure how heavy it was going to be, and it was a lot heavier than I was expecting it to be. Um, Two plates and a 10 on each side, so we're at 245 pounds. I was struggling with these, man. I think I got, am I counting this right? It's either five or six by myself until the homie here had to step in. And then we did two assisted reps. One thing I want to point out is his spotting. It's perfect, man. This kid, he definitely knows how to spot somebody. So that was really nice. Sometimes you never know. They may not spot the best way. They don't really know how to do it, but he did it perfect. So thank you to that gentleman helping me out there. Now, I didn't want to bother anybody for a spot again, and I certainly didn't want to do 245 again. So I just dropped it to 185. I felt comfortable that I would be able to crank out a decent amount of reps with it. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. The 185 was even, this was heavy, man. So now, I haven't done this in a long time, the free weight bar, but, I think if I get more in a routine of doing it, I'll probably be able to pick up the weight a little bit heavier moving forward each week. Um, but I do like these. These actually felt really good. I only did two sets. These are the only two sets that I did, but it really got the chest going pretty good. Now I could have taken it a little further right there, but I didn't have a spotter. If I had a spotter, I would have cranked out some more assisted reps, but that's okay. So we came over here to hammer strength. I only got two plates on here. Again, this was heavy. And a lot of times I could do 275, sometimes three plates on this. If I'm really carved up and I'm bulking, I can hit three plates. I can crank out 6 to 8 reps with no problem. But today we stuck with two plates. But the form's good. I mean, with the exception of my head kind of bobbling all over the place there, I really do need to concentrate on my head just being flush back on the pad. But no crazy deal. So, okay, not bad. I think I went a little lighter. Yeah, okay. So I went with a plate and a 35 on each side for the second set here. I only did two sets of this too. So this is the fourth working set. And again, after those three working sets that I already did, like everything I'm doing is starting to get really freaking heavy, man. It doesn't take long to, get your chest fatigued and, start losing strength. At least for me, anyway. But form's pretty good. I mean, the butt is on the pad. That's a good thing. Back is straight. Shoulders are dropped. I'm happy with this. The only thing I am not happy with is just the way my head is just I'm like a bobbly head. I'm all over the place, but we just got to work on that. So four working sets in, and I moved over to. You know what I did here? Now that I think about it, I actually did a drop set. So when I shut the camera off, I actually dropped the 35-pound plates and just cranked out some reps with a plate. But so we're over on this machine, and it says that it's like flat press, but dude, look at the angle. It's totally hitting. I think they put the wrong sign on because this is hitting like all upper chest for the most part. But I went light. It's only a plate. Just concentrating on like a controlled negative, nice rhythmic move. Um, it was the chest was on fire at this point. This is the fifth working set, and I deliberately, because I went heavier on the other sets, I wanted to go a little bit lighter on this, just hit some higher reps. So I was happy with this light working set. I have no problem with that as long as you're putting the tension on the muscle. And yeah, I got no complaints whatsoever. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So we went outside because the inside was the cable machines were taken, so I had to go outside. No one ever uses this stuff outside, so everything outside is like always available. I don't know if that's the case in the wintertime, but when it's freaking hot as balls out, nobody seems to work out outside. So bent over, I just like doing my cable flies like this, man. It's just it takes the core out, man. You can just really concentrate on, you don't have to really concentrate on balancing yourself because sometimes them cables get heavy, and you're up here and you're like trying to like So I like doing them like this. I think this is 60 pounds on each side. So it's not a heavy weight, but it felt heavy because of what I just did. I think this must be the 6th working set. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not bad. Form's good. I like the form. I don't have a problem with it. Shoulders are dropped. It's the most important thing, and I'm keeping my body mostly still and just concentrating on using the chest to move everything. So I did another set here. I don't remember if I kept it the same way. I think I dropped it a plate. This might be 50 pounds on each side, actually. And I'm checking up. I'm making sure that I'm in the center of the rack. I don't want to be too far over. If you always see me like this, I'm just looking up to see if I'm even in the middle. But yeah, not bad. I mean, this was destroying the chest. I mean, oof. The chest pump was definitely complete after this, so I cannot complain about that. This was a good set. If I do a drop set, I may have done a drop set here. I don't remember. But again, shoulders are just dropped. I'm not up here trying to do this. They're down. I'm staying stationary. I'm not like doing this. So that's the type of stuff you don't want to do. Some people still do it. To each their own, man. I'm not knocking it. It's just not proper form. So a little bit lighter. I think maybe this might be 40 or 30. I don't really remember. So sometimes I don't pay attention to where exactly I put it. I just 1 or 2 holes up. But yeah, we definitely went to failure on this. So not bad. Let's check the chest pump right outside here. Let's rip this shirt off. Lighting, not the greatest, but whatever. All right, a lot of acne on the chest. I think the chest acne is from using the clippers on my chest and using the razor to shave my chest. Because if I don't shave my chest, I'm a fucking werewolf, man. But the thing I like about chest pumps are you get a little bit. You definitely get a front delt pump too, so the shoulders look pretty good. Yeah. That's a pretty good angle right there. The way the sunlight's kind of hitting from the side. Still no real sign of abs, although the waist is definitely trimmed up in the past 16, 17 days. So I definitely can notice that. So I think I hit a couple more. Did I hit a couple more poses here? There we go. I'm kind of like playing around. Yeah, the waist is coming. I mean, it's sucking in. I can see it sucking in. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's a good angle right there. Good chest pump. Good chest pump. I am pleased with this. What's up, party people? All right. So we had to take a rest day yesterday, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. I was work related, schedule related more than anything. So, but anyway, I did record. I'm going to record. I am recording right now this meal. So as you can see, I don't normally like pasta when you're on a cut, right? But my carbs are at like 15 grams today so far. It's a long story. Protein is up there. The fats are up there, but the carbs are pretty low. And I still have like 800 calories to go before I reach my 2,200 calories for the day. So this is actually right around 700 calories. So we have 3/4 of a pound of the 90% Butcher Shop lean ground beef. There's a half a bacon strip in there. I did cut a lot of, not all the fat, but I kind of cut the edges with the fat off. But still use some of the chopped up fine bacon just because it really gives a lot of good taste. And then there's also gluten-free pasta here. So the total calories is right around 700 to 750. It's kind of hard to get an exact number, but we're at about 75 grams of protein here as well. So because it's 3/4 of a pound of ground beef, and I want high protein right now after that chest workout. And then the only thing that I sprinkled on here was the cayenne pepper, and because it really gives it a lot of flavor. I'm like a cayenne pepper addict right now. I've been putting it on everything, and it's really good for you. What's it good for, hon? Cayenne pepper, blood pressure. How about blood circulation? Blood circulation, all that stuff. So it's really good. It's good for you too. So we're gonna eat this. We'll throw the workout up. We'll talk about that, and I'll see you guys in the editing room. All right, let's talk about it, man. Not a bad workout. That two, what was it? 2 plates and a 10 on each side on the incline press. Was 225, 35, 40, 245. That was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. The funny thing was, so when I got to the gym, I wanted to do the incline press, but like half the benches that are in the place had the pads removed completely. I think they had little signs on it that I guess they're repadding some of the machines. So I didn't have a bench to wheel over to the incline press. Incline press is really easy because you don't need a spotter. Um, you don't have to balance it. You can just concentrate on the weight. So I think the last time I did free weight straight bar incline press was with Jeff back in Long Beach like 6-7 months ago. And I think we put up. I'll have to go back and look at the footage, but I think we put up 315 for maybe a double, something like that, which is yeah pretty cool. I mean, I'm not interested in powerlifting, but it's still pretty cool to throw up 3 plates, right? Even if it's just for one rep. I mean, that's pretty sick. But I was initially going to put 275 on this, and I was going to get a spotter regardless, right? For at least for that first set. So I'm glad I didn't put 2.25 on each side because I don't even know if I would have gotten one rep. I today, especially when I sat on that incline press, I realized I'm definitely weaker today. Okay, so there's a few things that could be related to that. My carbs were really low today prior to workout. Really low. Like today was like almost just like straight meat, protein, and like nothing else. There's a little bit of carbs in the morning, but that's it. So that may have something to do with it. Sleep was pretty good. I may be dehydrated. I don't know. I do drink quite a bit of water, especially here in Florida. But sometimes, sometimes just because you're not thirsty, it doesn't mean that you're not like seriously dehydrated. And I think like I read a study or like an article one time where it said like 70% of Americans are dehydrated and they don't even know it. And it's true. But I think I need to track my water a little better. I don't really track it. I just kind of keep filling these things up with lemon and just drinking it all day with electrolytes. But that's a different story. So yeah, I think the lack of carbs and just the overall like lack of eating in a caloric deficit lately just contributed to some strength loss of strength, but no big deal. I mean, I did. I think it was. I have to go back and count. I think it was 5 or 6 reps with the 245 until the spotter started helping me with the last two. So not bad. We went pretty heavy today. Even on the hammer strength equipment. When I went over to the second machine, the hammer strength, I only had 2 plates on there, but that 2 plates was heavy after doing the presses that I did. The only thing that I went lighter weight on was the second hammer strength machine that I did, which it's funny because it says that it's like a flat bench, right? But I felt it all upper chest on that because I'm kind of coming up like this, right? So I don't know, but I went lighter. I only put a plate on each side there, and I was just crying because I wanted to go a little bit higher rep. So but yeah, I mean, overall, the workout was pretty good. Checked out the physique, checked out the chest pump afterwards. Not bad. We still got a little ways to go with the diet, but we're getting better and better each day, right? So this is a not time consuming, but it's a slow process, right? The same way, like even and a lot of people don't understand this, but gaining weight and putting on fat is a lengthy process too, and it's a little bit faster than taking it off, but it still takes a while to, like get completely out of shape and get a belly. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes a lot of time to get to that if that's what your goal is, right? Or if you're just completely slack and you're not going to the gym. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say. So, putting the weight on is a slow process. Taking the weight off is also a slow process, but I think trying to trim up is definitely a little bit slower of a process. But overall, I mean, I'm pleased with how the chest is coming along. I'm pleased with how the diet's coming along. I didn't check my morning weight today, but I will check it tomorrow morning. We'll do an update. But overall, I mean, things are going pretty good with the diet. Let's see, what do we eat today? Now I've been purposely kind of normally like the last cut that I did. Every day was pretty consistent with 5 meals a day. Um, I still do hit 5 meals sometimes. I would say it's like 50-50. So like some days I'll hit 5 meals, but a lot of times I'm hitting 4 meals a day, which is okay. I mean, as long as I'm hitting my macros and my calories and protein and all that, I'm good with it, right? Now I wouldn't necessarily eat like 2 meals a day. I think that's kind of pushing it, but 4 meals spaced out, I think it's okay, and it leaves me room at the end of the day to have a little bit of a bigger dinner so that I'm not going to bed hungry. Because like 10 o'clock at night when you're on a cut and you start getting the munchies because you're only eating like 2,200 calories. That's the red zone. That's the danger zone. Because then you start wandering into the kitchen. Well, if I just eat one Slim Jim, it's only 70 calories, whatever, but that shit adds up, right? So, breakfast today was pretty much, the same as it's been freaking every day, man. We had 3 whole eggs, 2 egg whites, 1 instant oatmeal, and half a cup of the coconut milk. So that was like, I don't have the total of each one, but it's like, let's see, 2, 3, 4, maybe right around 400 calories, give or take. Lunch number one was ground turkey, quarter cup of rice. Lunch number two, same thing. A half pound of ground beef, actually. So with those 3 meals, I was only at 365, which actually I have it written down in a different book. I think I was at 365 the other day as well when I did this, which let me have a larger meal at dinner. But at the end of the day, after the meal I just had, I kind of need my calculator to add it up, but we should be right. We're going to be right around 2,100 calories, 210 actually, 21, 211 grams of protein, 90 grams of fat. It's a little high, but I'm really not concerned about it because the carbs in total, even after the pasta I had, I'm only going to be at like maybe like 70, 75 grams of carbs. So, if I go lower carb, I don't mind the fats being up a little bit higher. But, what I don't want is like, 200 grams of carbs and like fucking 100 grams of fat, right? So we'll be at right around 2,100 calories. Well, we are already because I just had my final meal. So I still have another 100 calories that I can burn. So, maybe, or not burn, but eat. So maybe after, a little later on. Let's see, it's 9 o'clock right now. Maybe I'll have we'll have these little like organic fruit bars from Trader Joe's. I think they're only 70 calories. So maybe something like that, just to kind of munch on a little bit right before bed. But yeah, we'll come in. Everything's going good. We're day 16 or 17. I think today's safe. I think today is day 17. So doing pretty good. I'm curious what my morning weight will be tomorrow morning. Hopefully, like the last time I weighed myself, I haven't been doing it every single day, but maybe like every few days. But I honestly, I think the last time I weighed myself was like last Thursday or Friday, and I was 209. So hopefully we're lower than 209, which I definitely will be because we're eating in a calorie deficit. So you have to be lighter. There's no way you can gain weight, right? So, but I hope you guys like the workout. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday night, for back. Yeah, we had a little thing with work come up. It kind of threw my schedule off last night, so I wasn't able to get to the gym at least at any remotely reasonable time. So I was like, yeah, let me just take a rest day. So today technically is the seventh day since the last chest workout. I like to keep it 6 days. Excuse me. Like I like to do each body part 6 days apart so that it's twice a week technically. But I mean, if it's the seventh day, whatever. So every workout going forward now for the rest of the split. So today's day one of the split, right? So we got to do back, shoulders, arms, legs. They will all be 7 days apart because of the extra day that I took off. So I think I'm doing my math right on that. Yeah. So yeah, but overall, I'm happy with how things are coming along. It'd be nice to start seeing some abs here. I could definitely feel like the waist trimming up. Like I feel way different. I noticed a big difference actually. It's kind of funny. Like in the morning when I'm leaning over to put my shoes on, um, it's not that it was hard last time, but there was a little extra cushion right here from being puffed out. So I noticed that it's easier to bend over to like put my shoes on. I just it's so weird. Like I'm sure I'm not the only person that has experienced that. So if you know, you know. So, but anyway, have a great night, everybody. If you haven't been to the gym yet, get your ass to the gym. Stay hydrated. Get lots of sleep. Hit your calories. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Back Attack. Have a great night, everybody.